Oh snap. Okay, we're good. We're good. Hi, hi. This is my first actual cameo YouTube video. What's up? So hey everybody, I am Ray, and this is my YouTube channel. Ooh, I'm currently in the process of really making it my own and personalizing it and all of that. So this is still very rocky. It's still very an experimentation period, and I just have a lot of videos in stock to upload, but I still need to edit them, so that's something. Anyway, that's all different. This video is an art meme from Kitty Couch. It was inspired by this post that I saw on IG. I'll put it somewhere in the screen, and it's by this artist, Muchi Mushi, Mushi Mumi, and I saw it and it was amazing. But one thing in that post really struck by me, and that is because this person just used their tongue to draw an artwork, and it was better than their other hand. Like how? I don't know, but yeah, it was inspiring. So I'm gonna make a video of me doing somewhat of the same thing. I don't want to lick my phone. I really don't. So I'm just gonna, you'll see what I did. First of all, I needed to actually make a square template for my Instagram. Now, I copied almost everything except for one panel, which is with the mouse, and I made it into with a mouth. Now, the character that I chose for this meme is Yamiyugi from the anime Yu-Gi-Oh, because I just love the iconic hair. Who can thwart that? I have to admit, this is not as difficult of a challenge as I thought it would be, drawing Yugi from memory. Just because I have been playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links for a while, and I am a fan of the show. I watched the movies, and did a few doodles of Yugi myself. It's not difficult per se. Like, I know that there's the hair. I know that there was streaks in the hair. There's like bangs, and there's a triangle on his forehead. It's very iconic. But the main difficulty that I had was actually transforming what I knew ish what he looked like into a style that is comfortable with my own. Because I never really have like a solid anime base. I do not draw really stylized characters much. So this was really challenging. The hair especially, like, who wants to draw that much hair gel? It's it's too much hair gel. Also, I know that he has a chain for the Millennium Puzzle. I believe it used to be like rope before. It was in the first few episodes it was rope, and then it turned into chain, and it led me to think that, man, back in the day when I was a kid, every uh really good main character had like something edgy to them. Like, there's a lot of gothic implements, chains, a lot of belts, a lot of black, and yeah, it's very difficult to forget. It's really iconic and memorable. Using my non dominant hand is way easier than I thought it would be. Not that it was easy to do, but because I actually had, my from memory version just next to it, it was easier for me to think of what strokes to do next. And my hand was very jittery. I couldn't control a pen. It was horrible. I felt like a toddler. Sorry to toddlers, but yeah, it was very challenging to hold the pen. And halfway through this drawing, I actually remembered that you can have smoothing on Photoshop, or smoothing on your brush on whatever program you use. And it just occurred to me that, having that would make this a little bit easier. You can have a little bit of help, so at least it doesn't look like total chicken scratch. It was struggle. I had to really practice using my elbow to do those spikes for the bangs, for the hair. It was a great thing, but even then, I was able to do a sort of yummy looking thing. Ah, here we go. I think I already implemented the stroking for the face now. I redrew that. I redrew some stuff. And yeah, this one wasn't super bad. It's just really painful for your hand. I definitely do recommend trying it. Makes you thankful a bit that you do have a dominant hand, or maybe, encourages you to actually learn to be ambidextrous. For the next one, I actually, oh hey, it's my Pikachu. I needed help from a blindfold. I can't hold my eyes closed that long. Hey, it's me. Hi. It's hard to see, but I now can't, so that's great. Gotta say, trying to find your pen is an excursion. Now let's do this abomination of a drawing. I gave myself a little bit of crutch by making a clip layer of the square that I needed to use and just went for it. And you can see, oh my god. I have never watched this video, by the way. So now that I look at it, I this is where I messed up. It just went away. I had to resize it and use a selection tool to get rid of the white lines because apparently I drew on the white background of the layer and it was bad. So I had to erase it all and try to get rid of all the whites that's attached to my horrid lines, but at least I managed to do it. So it looks like line art. It's like nothing even happened. Next up is a 1 minute time challenge. So it's actually pretty easy. I just set up a Google timer on the bottom of the screen and proceeded to fail. I went without a plan. I went willy nilly. I was overconfident, and it was to my downfall. I should have drawn a mouth. I mean, it does have the essence of Yugi, though, it's missing a mouth, it's missing eyebrows, it's missing the chain, it's missing a lot of things, but it is what it is. Oh boy, oh boy. This is gonna be the most exciting one ever. So, I wanted to do this with my mouth. And in order to hold my stylus to my mouth, I proceeded to fold a random kitchen roll onto my pen because at least it will give me more stability and more things to bite on. And it serves another purpose that if you drool, because you will, it would be absorbed by the kitchen towel and will not go into your pen. Right? It works. Hey, bottoms up. Yo, I'm practicing my moves for this. Words cannot express how difficult and unforgiving drawing with your mouth is. It's so wobbly. You need to bite really hard on the tissue paper and the tablet pen to even have it stable enough. And you have no depth perception because your face is on the screen. So every time you put the pen down, it like and rushes forward and it's like you're choking on stuff. It's very difficult. I was going way too slowly for my liking. Probably that's the reason why it's really wobbly. I mean, if you're able to do a big stroke with with your mouth, then you're Gucci. But that ain't me, sis. That ain't me. It was challenging. It was painful. My jaw was actually cramping during this, and I was just hoping that the torture will be over. He looks hideous. I'm looking at it now, and I can actually see my struggle with what I'm doing. His hair looks like noodles. He looks like squid. Like he has he looks like he has leaves for hair. Ugh. It oh god. Oh lord. Oh lord, it's like marijuana, yo. Oh no. Ooh. A friend of mine did say, and I am going to count this as the best thing ever, is that this drawing is like Yugi, but looking at the reflection in the water and it ripples. Right? And now we reach the last one. I needed to look for a reference. And boy, oh boy, I can see all the pains I've done. It's great. So this reference had the OG, original design for Yugi, and I found another reference, which is from the recent movie, and it's much more brighter, much more bulkier. He looks great. So I kind of just copied, really. Like it's still a little bit my style with the face shape, with the body proportion, but I definitely tried to emulate Yugi and the anime style. I wanted it to be completely different. I wanted it to fit the actual anime look and feel of the character, just so it's not the same, with my with my countless of attempts. With my numerous failed attempts. I also added another reference over there with a front view, so I'm not too lost. And this was a slow process. I took my time. I was relaxed. I added the jacket, a jacket that turns into a cape, which even until now I have no idea how that clips on to their shoulders. There must be like belt somewhere that I don't know, man. But yeah, this one I like doing this one. It was the most cohesive Yugi-ish. Of course it is, because there's a reference, but it made me understand what Yugi's design was. It made me see more than just the big shapes that I knew him for. Like I know that he had bangs. I know that he had streaks. I know that he had like 5 prongs, like a marijuana leaf. And I knew that his design was very angular, very polygonal, really sharp. Yet, yeah, once you see a reference, that's really the only time that you get to know the character. So these are all of them. I run through them one by one, closed eyes, 1 minute time. The mouth. Oh, glorious. And the one with the reference. Oh man, he looks handsome. Now, I'm going to speed through all the coloring process after this because we're going to be done. There's nothing really much to say about the coloring process. I just needed to add some little more details and block the whole thing out with a selection tool. Now, because I didn't plan this to be a close sketch, I couldn't use the selection tool to just, you know, do stuff. I had to manually select everything and make a layer for that to clip. And I proceeded to do that for all of them, which was actually challenging because the other versions of Yugi had no closed lines. Some of the lines go away, some of the lines are crooked, some of the lines don't even have a connection to anywhere, unfinished, blocky, crooked, weird. Especially this, I'll have you know, I took like at least a 30-minute break trying to make sense of what I'm gonna do with that one. The others were a little bit more straightforward. There's a general shape that they have that fits and works well. It's just a lot of triangles. So I filled them all in, two left. This one was quite a challenge because compared to the other five, this one is very curvy. This one is wonky. This one is wavy. And, well, the prodigal son. Yes. So here's my reference. And I made like a background for it just so it has something. I ended up not liking yellow in the end. But yeah, I just picked the colors because I didn't really know what to do. I was advised that it's better to just do a cell shade so it's easier because I'm doing it 6 times. Oh my god. And it'll be easier to kind of get the main colors of the character and really pinpoint who the character is. You know, legendary characters, iconic colors, iconic design. It'll all work out. There is a lot of pulsing on the screen. What am I doing? I don't know. But I kind of like the version that I made for the grown-up Yugi. It's a little bit too soft. The colors I use could be a tinge more contrasty. I should have used more colors that I would really pick. Oh, here we go. We change it to the blue, which really pops out all of them, which is great. I love the blue contrast with the yellow hair, the purple, and the black. It's great. The other hand, though, that was that was great. I love this other hand. Oh my god, my pardon the glitchiness of my screen. It's great. So this one I added some streaks just so it would look fine. Why is it so jittery? Have I been moving that much? And adding the shading, adding the I basically had the same shading ish, similar grungy look, angular looks everywhere, similar way to shade the hair, so there's always a difference. Now, I didn't color all of these in the same way I drew them. Oh dear. If you see, I actually got rid of the little void there just so there's more interest in the shape that I did for Yugi. Because if it was just a whole block, it'll just be like a big block of black, and I didn't want that. So I just deleted that. It didn't even have a line to close it, so it's fine. Notice the buckle on the ear, the chain on the chin. That jawline, though, is amazing. Hair. it's it's a modern Picasso. I've actually grown attached to this one. It's amazing. I love it. I love him. His jaw, his face. Also, I have to say, drawing with closed eyes, because you want to get it over with, you actually draw with so much conviction that your lines are really confident, yet your shapes are gone. So there's something to be learned with really drawing with closed eyes on. Um, 1 minute time. I would equate it to a toddler first getting a coloring book and then redrawing what he sees in the coloring book, and it didn't work. I added a little bit of shading for the mouth, so it's there. He doesn't have eyebrows like Voldemort. It's just horrible. Now, this one, while I was coloring it, it makes Yugi look like a old witch until I added color. But his hair is like really musty. The streaks are wobbly, like I was drawing with my toe. But it was worse. Though I have to say, adding the color just made it more Yugi like. And the prodigal son. I just basically copied the reference on this one. It's not really that great. I mean, it flexes my ability to copy and to learn from that and stuff, which I have learned. I have learned how to make the Yu-Gi-Oh eyes. I have learned a little bit of the way that they made layers and the color and the lighting to make his hair look really cool. And yeah, I learned a lot from just emulating an anime style versus just using it as pure reference. It still has traits that I would say is my style, so the bigger shoulders, the the weird eyes, the nose especially is from me. I just made it a little bit petite because anime. But yeah, I do regret not making his head bigger. I feel that its head is too small for his neck and body that I drew, but it is what it is. We're done. I don't want to touch it anymore. I'm proud of this. And I'm proud of the way I colored it. I learned a lot on how they emphasize depth with just a few shell cell shadings. It's really great. I don't do cell shading a lot. It's a foreign color concept to me, but it has its merits. I really like it. It looks great on Yugi, but I think it looks great on depending on the style. I added some effects for the eyes, like the dots and stuff, to make them all look alive at least, and added a little bit of that Brang's color, and we're done. I'm so new to this whole YouTube thing that I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I just wanted to do something new, do something fresh with my COVID days. And yeah, I'll update this channel a little bit more. I'll put some new content. And hopefully by then, I can also make end cards and actual intros and all that. And it'll make sense. Hopefully. Subscribe to my channel. Yay.